For all of you guys, this is an incredible cast of reality TV stars. When you went into it, who was someone you maybe were anticipating was going to be the most intimidating or strategic, and who was maybe someone who surprised you during your time at the castle?
Phaedra. Phaedra for all the answers. I was just like, oh my God, I can't wait to meet her, but also I'm terrified of her, and also like, how do I even act around her? But she surprised me because she's actually a warm person. Well, Peter might have a different experience than I do. I liked Phaedra.
That trailer, man. Phaedra. I had a great time with Phaedra. We had a up and down relationship. I've seen her a bunch on TV, so it was very cool to play with her. And she's a sweetheart for the most part, so it was good.
All I can say, it's always the quiet ones and the ones that act too nice that I had to be careful with. I learned that. It's not always the loud ones. It's not always the ones that look like a traitor, but I would say the ones that are a bit too nice, you got to be careful with. How did a show like The Bachelor prepare you for this, if at all?
Not at all. This not at all. And I actually remember I learned very quickly doing this show. I loved it so much because it was the exact opposite of The Bachelor. And The Bachelor was a type of show where I went into, obviously, you're leading with your heart. It's all emotion based. And this show required you to do the exact opposite and completely detach from your heart and any emotion, to not let that cloud your judgment in any way. And just have it be just a purely mental game. So it was very different, no similarities whatsoever, but I enjoyed it like no other.
Ekin-Su, obviously Love Island, a little bit similar with the dating, but has some competitiveness in it. How did Love Island prepare you for the Traitors?
Listen, in Love Island, I was very good at reading people's minds, and I knew who was faking it to make it, and I knew who was playing the game, and I also knew who was genuine and wasn't genuine. So for me, I used all the traits and qualities from Love Island, and I took it into this game. However, like Peter said, this is totally different from bikinis and sunbathing. It's totally in a castle. You've got Harry Potter vibes. It feels all eerie. Everyone's onto everyone. You feel paranoid. You don't know who to trust. You become crazy almost, but it's so fun because I love sort of like this dark games to play. It's good mind games because everyone plays mind games nowadays, right? Everyone does. You always get manipulated every day, unfortunately, but it was fun, and I love the US cast are great, so it was nice to make new friends.
Michelle, I feel like the MTV, that crew has a little bit of an advantage. Maybe you've played in challenges and stuff before. Do you think people coming from a Big Brother or a challenge have a little bit more of an edge than maybe someone who was on a show for love?
Well, you would think, yes, but in my case, the two guys, whenever I saw them, I was like, why? Out of all the people in MTV, these two. We don't have the best cast, CT and Bananas and I, so I felt like it was sort of a disadvantage, to be honest.
Here's the thing. So I understand that people are making this. I didn't know that me and Trishelle had this thing, this drama, this beef. What I remember from Trishelle was that Trishelle was on the first Vegas season of the Real World, which was like the pinnacle. And I was the season right after her, coming into this new chapter in my life, and I'm doing the show, I'm doing Traitors, and I see familiar faces. Oh, Trishelle. Oh, Bananas. To me, it was like a safe space for me.
Yeah.
So I hope that, I hope they both continue to be a safe space for me.
Yeah, so going in, I was just like, I am in over my head for sure. I literally just got done filming Love Island, and 20 days later, you're going to Scotland, you're going to a castle. And a year ago, I thought at a fast food restaurant while doing my undergrad, I was like, never going to see the world. I'm just going to go to my graduate degree. And now I'm seeing the world, and now I'm with these iconic legends in a castle in Scotland. How did I get here? And that was just absolutely amazing. But my strategy going in was I really wanted to be a faithful, so I was hoping I'd be selected as a faithful. And then I just wanted to prove to myself that maybe I could figure out who the traitors were, while also maybe befriending a traitor without even knowing it, so that way I could get carried to the end. Was kind of my goal, was maybe find the friend traitor that would save me and not murder me and carry me all the way to the end. That was kind of my hoping and dreams going into it.
Is there anything that people might be surprised to know about life in the mansion or Alan Cummings?
Alan Cummings actually is not as well dressed as you think he is, because I actually had a better wardrobe than him the entire time. So You know, they say like the camera adds 10 pounds. It takes like 10.
I'm calling bull. I'm calling bull. Alan was the utmost professional, and
dude,
he was right behind him. Johnny was right behind him.
Okay, so I will say the castle is a very beautiful, old, cold place. Because I don't think I was ever as cold as I was anywhere else. It's just it's just so big and just cold and airy and kind of spooky.
Yeah.
I will say this: I've been on a lot of shows where secrecy is like they're like, oh, we got to keep a secret. I've never been on a show before where they kept secrecy and they made it such a crazy top priority than they did here. Like I literally felt like I was in the witness protection program every day I was leaving. They're like, put a potato sack on your head and a blindfold, and we're gonna drive the wrong way on purpose so you don't know where we're going. And then even when you get to the hotel, we're gonna like take you through the back stairwell and lock you in your room. I'm like, Jesus, all right, well.
It was very serious.
Yeah.
It was very serious.
Deontay and John, as our non-reality stars of the group, how familiar were you with this cast going in, and what did you expect from this show?
I didn't know any particular one on this show, so I was very open-minded with going on to the show and just to see who I would meet on there. And I was very pleased to see all the participant that was there. You know, to meet certain people, I got close to certain people. I don't think I disliked anyone on the show, to be honest. You know, everybody was unique and they had their own different thing going on about themselves personally and in their profession as well. So I was very delighted to be there and be a part of it and to meet so many great people.
Sarah, I think Us Weekly is in its 47th year, if I remember correctly. I think you were founded in 1977, so you've got quite a lineage.
Yeah.
What did I think about it? Well, I suppose I knew I would struggle on the missions. I knew that, partly because of age. I knew that I'd be a bit slow, and it was just a question of trying to do my best, but I wasn't expecting to win any shields. And I knew when I saw the people I was with, almost to a man and a woman and a person, they were going to be better than me. But I didn't have a problem with that. What was the other thing that struck me? I didn't know the reality TV people, to be honest. I knew of Deontay, very much so. I didn't know the people from the reality TV world. I was very struck by how skilled game players they were. I would use that expression. Several of them were very experienced and skilled game players. They knew about gaming strategy. You might think a politician would. Not really. Not really. In my world, we're dealing with people and making judgments about people we've known for usually months, years, sometimes decades. So I could judge them. But I was having to make judgments about people that I was meeting for the first time. I didn't know at all, most of whom struck me as mighty smart.